Yes, I am drinking Diet Coke. It tastes really bad. I don't enjoy it. But for some reason, it's what I have. I don't know. I'm going to wait a few minutes for a few people to show up. And I just wanted to talk. Oh, first of all, I just wanted to wish Chef Dave a very happy 45th birthday. I am kind of, a lot sad that I'm not even going to see him today and we're not really going to celebrate. I don't even know if we're going to be able to celebrate because our lives are that crazy right now. But I just want him to know that I'm thinking about him. So, Dave, if you happen to watch this later, I just want you to know I love you and happy 45th birthday. If it's his 45th birthday, it means it's perilously close to my 44th birthday. How is that even possible? I definitely do not feel 44 at all. At all. And like I said before, yes, I am drinking Diet Coke. Hopefully no one will fault me for that. It's not the best drink in the world, I'll tell you. But it has caffeine and it was in the house, so there you go. All right, so if you guys want to say hello, I will do a few little howdies. Of course, Karen Rothwell is here. Yay! Good, I wanted to talk to you. Laura Trent is here. Hello. Tracy Burton. Ashley Hall, good morning. Rosalba Zuniga Escalante. Hola. Oh, you're drinking a Monster Zero Ultra. I'm a little jealous. I'm not exactly sure why we have Diet Coke. The only thing I can surmise is that somebody just gave it to us because I just can't imagine Chef Dave buying Diet Coke. He just doesn't do that. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to play jokes on me or something. I don't even know how much caffeine these have in them. Probably not enough. Does it even say? Only 46 milligrams. This is going to do nothing for me. Nothing. I have to stop at the gas station and get me a bang later. Okay, so now that you guys are here, I wanted to talk about my trip this coming weekend. So I actually was wrong. I am not going to Georgia. Well, I am. I am flying into Atlanta, which is in Georgia, right? I think so, right, Karen? And then we're driving up to Dothan, Alabama. I got the state wrong. It's not Dothan, Georgia. It's Dothan, Alabama. So I will be in Alabama. Let's see. We arrive, I'm not exactly sure, sometime on Friday. Oh my gosh. My power just went out in my whole house. Good thing that I have in my phone. Okay, we're just going to keep talking and hopefully it'll come back on and the kids won't panic. Oh, it's back. Okay. So I will be, what on earth is going on? It's like warm outside. There's no storms. Maybe I didn't pay my electric bill. Huh. Okay, moving on. What the? Is somebody playing tricks on me? I'm starting to feel like somebody's playing tricks on me. I'm going to try really hard to ignore it. Okay, so I'm going to be in Alabama on Friday. I'm not exactly sure what time. I'm guessing I will arrive in the evening on Friday sometime. And because I think our flight goes out from here at like 2:30 in the afternoon or around 3 o'clock. I have no idea how long the flight is or when it arrives. We are flying Frontier, so it is possible we may die. Please pray for us because it was literally the only way we could afford to go is if we took super uber cheap tickets, and flying literally across the country on tickets that only cost me $128 round trip makes me a little bit nervous. A little bit. But it was literally the only way. I did not have any money for a $400 plane ticket. So my brother got this deal on Frontier for us and we're going. So, if any of you live over there on the East Coast, I know Karen Rothwell wants to get together and we're hoping that maybe we can, well, I'm hoping that maybe we can organize something that anyone that lives over there can like pop by and like say hello. Maybe we could meet at a park or maybe we could go out to a restaurant. I really don't know. I it's all up in the air. We do have the wedding on Saturday. My brother is getting married in Dothan, Alabama. I keep saying Georgia, but it's not Georgia. Can't keep it straight. And he's marrying a lovely girl who was born there, and her family is there, and that's why their wedding is going to be clear over there. It sounds like the kids are coming up to inform me that the power is out, like I don't already know. Do you guys need me?
There's a blackout.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Nothing's turning on.
Yeah, the power is out.
There's no internet.
There's no internet. You're going to die.
No, I mean, won't let me do math.
I'm aware.
The microwave turned on.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to eat cereal. Make peanut butter sandwiches. It's full-on meltdown out there, guys. Can't have the internet. What will we do? You know you have like math books you can use, Phineas. Somewhere. Yeah. They don't really, I don't think that they get that I can keep on doing my thing because the cell phone service is still on. And I have a lot of battery in my phone right now. They probably feel like I can't do my live chat either since they can't do anything. So anyway, if anyone wants to get together, please email me. So my email is ketochaos@gmail.com. Email me so that we can work something out. I will be there, like I said. We might be able to get together Saturday morning, though I'm not sure if there's going to be wedding things, but I will be there Sunday all day with nothing to do. So I would love to get together with anyone who wants to. Back east, like I said, I'll be in Dothan, Georgia. Find out where that is. If it's close to you, let me know, and we can maybe work something out because that would be totally cool. I have not met very many of my actual fans that weren't my friends already to begin with, that I have like keto coached here in Utah. And I have only been back east once in my life, and that was right when I graduated from high school in 1993. So I'm a tiny bit nervous. I mean, I'm not super nervous to fly. I am nervous to fly Frontier. I'm not as nervous as I would be if I was 374 pounds. At least I know I'm going to fit in the seats. My butt is tiny. Hey, if you guys want to see how tiny my butt is, or my body anyway, I just posted a video on hide and seek this morning. It's like a giant slide. Jasper got stuck in the slide. Yeah, he actually did get stuck in the slide. It was actually scary. And it is on video because Virginia was with him. Kind of freaky. Anyway, in that video, you can see me sitting and you can see like how skinny I look. And I felt like I looked pretty dang good in that video. Rocking those size 12 jeans. I'm super excited about that. If you guys might not have known that I had the size 12 jeans thing because I didn't make a video out of it because I was actually filming for hide and seek when I bought the pants. And so I didn't make a video because all I had was the one little clippy of me trying on the pants. But I did go down another size in the last 6 weeks. So that's awesome. Super awesome. Okay. So I want to know, what are your best tips if you live over there? Like, do you have restaurant suggestions? I am literally kind of freaking out over the food thing. So I know that I can eat my first meal long before we get on the flight. So I'm not worried about like being hungry on the flight. I suppose I could take some peanuts or some almonds and a protein bar with me. I'm sure that that's probably allowed if it's sealed. I don't even know. I don't even know, you guys. And it's like a couple days and I'm so not ready to go. I don't know. But I think I could take a snack if I feel like I need one. And then I'm not sure, like, when we get there, if we're going to stop for fast food, get a lettuce wrap burger. This is going to be an experience. This is probably going to be the most difficult few days on keto that I've ever experienced because I don't have any, like, frame of reference for restaurants back there or what's available, whether or not I have the same chains for fast food over there. I'm definitely going to put on some water weight because it's travel, and I'm probably going to put on some water weight just because I'm going to be eating different food. I don't know. Also, I can't decide. Do I take my scale? Do I somehow pack my scale into the one bag that me and my mom and my sister are splitting in order to be able to afford this thing? Do I pack it with me and do my weigh-in, or do I skip this week's weigh-in? I don't know what I should do. I thought about maybe filming my weigh-in Friday morning and just saying, here's the weigh-in for the week. But that's like 2 more days of, what would you guys do? Would you skip the weigh-in? What, would you just come on and do a chat? Maybe I could do another live chat. I don't know. I'm kind of flipping out a little bit about the food and about that, about my videos, trying to figure out how to upload some videos while I'm out. And I'm not super excited about going, to be completely honest. What was the other thing I was nervous about? Oh, you guys. I'm totally panicking and worrying that I'm going to get flagged because my driver license doesn't look anything like me at all. I don't even have it with me to show you. I was going to cover it up and like show my fat picture. Maybe it's over here. Hang on just a second. Will you guys forgive me while I come out of the frame for a sec? Okay, I'm back. I'm going to get my license out and show you guys because this is insane. I didn't even think about it until I was realizing I had to show my ID to go on a plane. And so I pulled my ID out the other day and was like, uh-oh, I should have got a new ID. And I thought about getting a new ID all week, and I just didn't. I just didn't do it. So I'm going to cover up my driver license number, maybe, if I can, and my address. Not that I care that much if you guys know where I live, because you could probably figure it out if you really want to know. But here, okay. Let's see, where's the camera at here? Oh, man, it doesn't want to focus. How do I do that? There we go. You see that? I don't look anything like that girl. Who is that girl? Like, seriously. And if it says, I don't know if you can read that on the bottom. It says 340 pounds. And I wasn't 340 pounds. I was totally lying. I was 370 at least by then. And I was saying 340 just to be generous because I thought I was going to lose some weight when I got that. And that was a couple months before I actually started keto when I did that. And I had just forgotten about it. I had forgotten that I had done a new license picture with my giant fatness. And I'm really worried that they're going to not believe it's me. I really, really hope that I'm not going to have issues. I'm thinking, do I take my birth certificate and social security card or something? I don't know. Hopefully no one will really pay any attention because, I'm just like, yeah. Okay, so now I'm glad Karen figured out that I was going into Alabama and that she doesn't think I'm like a total crazy person for saying I was going to Georgia. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no one has died from the no internet yet, but it's been what, like 5 whole minutes. I'm starting to be concerned. You know that they are, though, working on the street over here. They're like putting in new sewage lines, I think. Maybe they messed something up over there. Yeah. Hi, Heather Friesen. All right. Okay. I can take food on the plane, but not drinks. Okay, good. So I will take a few protein bars just to be safe. And some nuts, because who knows if their nuts are going to be like honey roasted or something ridiculous that I can't take. And I can definitely... So no Jell-O. I can't take Jell-O and no liquids. Not my yogurt. Okay. So just lunch stuff, maybe cheese, meat, protein bars, nuts. Okay. That'll be great for the flight, but I have no idea what I'm going to eat while I'm there. You guys, when we went to Disneyland, we actually paid extra to get a really nice house with a really nice kitchen so that we could cook keto meals the whole time. And we tried eating keto in the parks, and it was really complicated and expensive, and the food, there wasn't enough. So like it would be fine if I was probably eating just regular keto, but because I'm doing the higher protein keto, it was really expensive because I'd have to buy like 2, $15, $20 meals to meet my protein in order to get enough. So that was tricky. And at the time, I wasn't really doing protein bars or anything. So yeah. Let's see. Leave the scale at home. Skip the weigh-in. Go to Walmart. Yeah, but I can't be naked in Walmart, so it wouldn't be accurate anyway. Of course, it's probably going to be up anyway. That's not a bad idea, though, going to like Walgreens or Walmart and trying a scale there. Maybe the gym would have a scale in the hotel. Probably not. I don't even know what hotel we're staying at. I should know that. I don't know. My brother booked everything. He's so awesome. I'm so grateful that he did that. Take a video break. Yes, I would love to take a video break, but I can't afford to take a video break, especially my weigh-ins because they make the most money. Most people watch them. And so I really hate to skip it. I mean, I'd love to skip it for me, but as for the family, that's probably a week's worth of income that I would risk losing if I don't do a weekend, thing. And when YouTube becomes part of your way you survive and like your grocery money, it's kind of important to keep it going, and I don't want to lose anybody. And so if I don't do a weigh-in, I probably will do a chat like this of some kind and just talk about the trip and how it's going. And that might be what I do because it would be fun. And maybe my sister would do it with me because she will be with me. My sister, my rockin' awesome sister, who is a very quiet, soft-spoken person, but she has lost over 80 pounds doing this with me. And it would be kind of fun. Maybe we could do just a little... I hope I wouldn't talk over her too much because I think I do in real life a lot. I talk over everyone. I'm kind of that person. All right. Show them my Facebook channel if they question my license. Good idea. Cool. All right. Let's see. You don't even need an ID. Okay, well then, awesome. That's more relief. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will bring it, but hopefully they won't say anything. So, how tall am I? 5'7" on my left leg, and about 5'8" and something on my right leg. My left leg is, I think, an inch, maybe a little over an inch shorter than my right leg. My mom noticed when I was about 10 and took me to the doctor, and they measured my bones with x-rays and said, yep, she's got a short leg. And that's pretty much all they said. Turns out that I just have a mild form of hip dysplasia that was never caught. My hip joint is just a slight bit not concave enough. And so my bone just didn't fit in there right, and it just didn't grow correctly. It's actually hereditary. My mom and my sister have it as well. And so I have checked and double checked and triple checked and quadruple checked my girls. And so far, so good. None of them have had hip dysplasia. Virginia, she had a little scare. We thought that her hip was kind of poppy, but upon ultrasound and other testing, it was discovered that her hips were normal and her legs appeared to be normal. So I think she's all good. But yeah, she does have bunions, hammer toes, because hereditarily her ankles roll in. Also, my 19-year-old has that issue, and now apparently Jasper. If you notice in that last video, hide and seek video that I mentioned that showed me skinny, I actually show Jasper taking off his shoes and then show his bare feet, and you can see he's starting to get little tiny bunions on his little footies. And that makes me sad. There's like not really any way to prevent it other than making them wear orthotics all the time. And I just can't imagine making a 2-year-old wear orthotics. If he were a girl, I would for sure because of the dance thing. I don't know that my boys love dance enough for me to know for sure if he might, and he might care. I don't know. Being a mom is hard. I wish I would have noticed Virginia's before it was too late. Hers are really severe. And she probably won't be able to go on point because of it. And she's really sad because ballet is her favorite. All right. I don't know why I talked about that. Because, I'm random. I'm random. I have no other photo IDs at all. Not even like a Costco card. Getting naked at Walmart. No, that's not happening. Though, yeah, stranger things have happened at Walmart. But I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. I could do a pre and a post trip weigh-in, that's true, and talk about whether or not how it went. That's not a bad idea. Borrowing a scale is possible, though I don't know anyone except the bride's family, and I could ask her if maybe she has one. I don't know. I could ask. But, you also risk the scales being different anyway. So, yeah, I think I might just do a live chat. That might be fun. Let's see. Good to see how travel can affect you. Fair warning, flying will make you swell up. Bring an empty bottle to fill up when you get past security. For like water? Yeah, I'm sure you know, I'm the queen of water retention. When we went to Disneyland, we didn't even fly, and I put on 10 pounds of water. It was ridiculous. I think it was just the humidity change. Because here in Utah, it's a really, really dry state. So I think just going back east and same with going to California, just the humidity change is going to kill me. It's probably going to kill my hair too. I don't know. I haven't been back east in so long. I don't even know what the weather is like in Georgia. Oh my gosh. Her bunions do not cause her pain yet, but yet they will. Eventually they will. I do try and buy her wide-toed shoes so that they don't press on her bunions and make her in pain. But yes, if she were to go on point, it would cause severe pain because the way a point shoe works, people always think that they stand like up on their tippy toes, but that's not actually true. The way a point shoe works is the box grabs here, like where the knuckle toe is. So where the bunion is where the box grabs, and the toes hang free and they point straight down like this. So this is where the shoe holds. And so it would cause her extreme pain. She would have to really want it bad. It also can make the bunions worse, which I honestly can't imagine them getting worse. Her one toe is completely folded in on one foot. It is so bad, the poor thing. Yeah, hers are actually shown in that video as well. If you guys want to take a look, when she's walking through the splash pad with Jasper, she shows her own feet and you can see them for a split second. And I feel bad because she's really self-conscious about him and she loves dance so much. And she's really talented in other things. Like she's really talented at singing. She's really talented at art. She's very brilliant when it comes to school. And I keep trying to like veer her toward other things because I just have a feeling that this foot issue is going to cause her great distress in the dance world. I don't want to really make a big deal about it, but yeah. All of a sudden I got panicking that maybe she was watching this video and then I remembered, oh, the power is out. She's not watching it. She never watches the reruns, but occasionally they turn it on down there when I'm doing my chat just to keep an eye on me. So I would hate her to think that I was saying things like that, you know. I'm not trying to make her feel bad. I don't want to tell her yet that I'm worried about that. It's sad. They do surgeries, but the surgeries aren't always successful. They're extremely painful. They have to break the bone and move things, and it's extremely horribly painful. It's difficult to find a doctor that would do any surgery on a kid. Probably she won't be able to until she's fully, her bones are fully developed, which won't be for another at least 3 years. So she may not be able to go on point until much later, and I don't even know if yeah, anyway, I don't want to bring that up to her because I think she really thinks she's going on point next year still, and I'm not ready to tell her that's probably not going to happen. She kind of has an idea that it might not happen, but I don't want to like solidify it until I know for sure because I'm not even for sure what the teachers are going to say or whether or not it's possible. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring a water bottle of some kind with that's empty and then fill it up. That's a great idea. So Alabama is humid. Dang it. What's the matter, Jasper? You peed your panties? Oh, yay. Can you wait until I'm done talking and then I'll get you some? Look in the dryer. Maybe there's some in the dryer. He peed his panties. Oh, potty training. We're almost done. We're almost done. A last one. A last one. I have to admit, though, I'm honestly actually baby hungry and kind of wishing that Dave hadn't done anything permanent because I think if he hadn't, I'd be pregnant right now. Ugh, I love me to babies so much. They grow up, though, and then bratty adults, and they're great teenagers, but mine have been bratty adults so far. So, you know, they do grow up. But Jasper is just so cute, and he's getting almost to 3, which is my least favorite age in the whole planet. I really don't love 3-year-olds. The term three-nager, I've had one of those almost every single time. Never had actual teenagers, though. I've had young adults and then adults that acted like teenagers. Your kid is 16 and loves the JROTC. It's hard watching her deal with the reality that celiac disease will keep her from getting into the military. Yeah, Yeah, it's hard when they have a dream and you as a mom know it's just not going to happen and you just don't want to break it to them. It's rough. It is rough. I'm going to wait a little while on her because I'm not 100% sure if it's going to hold her back. I know that dancers have dealt with bunions quite a bit and I know that's possible to do it. I've just never known anybody that had childhood issues. Like, I didn't even notice my 19-year-old's bunions when he was little. I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't pay attention until his arches fell. I think he was probably 13, 14 when his arches just went and they fell. And I wish I would have kept him in dance because I know that strengthening the arch through ballet is actually the best thing she could be doing, because to keep those arch muscles nice and tight and keep it stretched out on the top of the foot is the best way to keep that arch from falling completely, which can cause bad knee issues. And so I am grateful that she at least does ballet. He didn't start ballet back up again until 16. And so he did not get the benefit of having that all through his childhood years. He was really shy. And when he was 6, 7 years old, he told me he wanted to quit dance and I let him. And that actually has been one of my biggest regrets because later on he regretted it. And so then I kind of blamed myself, like, why didn't I make him stay in it? Oh well. Such is life, you know. He ended up loving performing. He ended up being a musical theater nerd and wished he'd had all that dance experience to boost that. And it was kind of too bad. But you know what? He did okay anyway. He doesn't do that much anymore, but he did it all through his teen years and was in a lot of plays. He played Conrad Birdie in Bye Bye Birdie, and I think that was my favorite one. It was his actual first role. He was super shy and really awkward, and his voice wasn't that great, but man, I could watch that over and over and over. I loved it so much. He was divinely adorable, and my 22-year-old was also in it, playing the dad, and he got to sing Kids, What's the Matter with Kids Today? And he was hilarious and so funny, and he was so good. His voice was so good. It was his senior year in high school, I think. And my son, no, it was his junior year and my little guy's ninth year. So yeah, some of my older kids did go to high school, public high school, but it was a charter high school. But most of my younger ones, like my 16 and on down, are all homeschooled for various reasons. I did not send my 16-year-old to high school. I need him at home. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, I've been homeschooling for 17 years, but not necessarily high school until now. But I would say, like, we're just working on the GED and trying to plug through where he's got holes and where he's missed things and trying to get him his GED. He wants to get his GED this year so he can skip his senior year. His goal is to graduate out of homeschool and get a job. He wants to be making money. He doesn't want to be reading anymore. He's tired of me telling him what to do, and he's ready to move on with his life, so we'll see. He's also extremely protective of my 17-year-old daughter, who thinks she's going on a senior trip to Florida next year, and he claims he's going with her because he is not going to let her go alone. I think that's really cute. I wish I could go with her. I'm afraid to let her go alone, too. I don't dare to let her go out of the country. We have a friend whose daughter is the same age who went out of the country recently on like a China 1 month, exchange student thing. My 19-year-old also did that for a month in the summer when he was 16. And when she tried to come back into the United States, they didn't believe that her birth certificate was real because it said she was born in India, but she had American parents and they thought that it was fake. Hello, that is how they do it, people. My daughter says the same thing. They questioned her for 2 hours. They wouldn't let her call her mother. I mean, she's 17 years old. Oh, just angers me. And they wouldn't believe her until they called like the parents' bank. I don't know how that helped, but apparently they called like all of the parents. Like they basically did an investigation while she sat there and was like in a room. Oh, I just can't even. So I told my daughter, I'm like, I'm sorry. You can't go out of this. You can't go out of the country ever. Just stay here. You be safe. Isn't that sad? It's so sad. So she wants to go to Florida, go to Disney World with some friends. She hasn't found any that are going with her yet, but Man. Ah. She said, Karen says, I'm still catching up on videos from being gone for a week. I think you mentioned something about one of the boys and Disney. What did I miss? I don't know. I was talking about when I went to Disneyland. You mean in this video right here? Or in the video I played? I was probably just referring to our Disney trip that we went on, or Ronnie's trip that she's planning next summer. He is not interested in military service, so I'm not going to worry about that. He's interested in music production, music producer. He wants to be the next Avicii. He literally cried solid tears when Avicii died. It was heartbreaking to him. So yeah, his goal is to be music producer, have a YouTube channel. He's starting his YouTube channel soon, and he's going to start posting like non-copyright music for people to use for their vlogs, like I use all the time for mine. And that's his homeschool tech class for the year, is his music producing. And then what else is he interested in? I mean, he can fix anything, so he probably will end up doing what like Chef Dave does and being a mechanic for a full-time job and then doing his music on the side. That's just kind of how I picture it. So I always pictured him in the military because he's just a very like commanding presence, and I think he'd do really well. The only problem is that in order to get to that point, you have to be willing to be bossed, and he is not willing to be bossed. So I don't think he would do well. We actually thought about, there's two military schools. I don't know if they're ROTC schools. I'm not sure because I didn't look into them very carefully. But there are two local high schools that basically run like that and will help you get into the military. So if that had been his goal, I would have put him in those schools because we have them available. We have so many weird charter schools around here. It's too bad there weren't more performing arts ones, so that when my daughter's closed, we could find a better one. But yeah. I know. I mean, 17-year-old is a child, but, you know, she looks like she's from India, so I guess she doesn't count as a child. I don't know. But I'm not letting my daughter leave. And that's too bad because we've always wanted to go visit her home country and say, you know, visit her nanny, because her nanny is still alive and still, like, hangs on every word we send her and misses her dearly and wants to see her, but we just can't go there. And we did try, like, FaceTiming with them once over at the orphanage when one of the girls that had like gotten married and left the orphanage, who still lives in India, had taken her phone there. But it was like at 1 a.m. and I couldn't get Ronnie to wake up. And yeah, it was rough. I talked to the nanny for a little while and tried to answer her questions the best I can. And it was rough. She just always wants to know one thing, you know, why haven't you ever brought her back to see me? And I just haven't. And with the way things are now, I just don't know if we'll ever be able to do that. It's just too scary. I don't know what I could do to like make it easier for her. Yeah. She wanted to go on a China exchange student trip too, but I said no because I didn't feel right about it. I felt like it would be dangerous. And now I know that my fears were warranted. It's really too bad. I mean, I do understand protecting our borders, but oh my gosh, then at least educate the people who are in charge on international adoption and how it works, please. Oh, yeah, just insane. I do know that I can issue a diploma. The problem is that I don't feel like he has done enough to earn a diploma. And so I don't feel like I can issue one fairly. And I don't think that me saying that I will issue him a diploma would push him to finish what he needs to finish in order to be a citizen that participates in the world. Does that make sense? He's extremely far behind. So the GED test is his motivator to get him to actually work on stuff. Because he's one of those kids that just won't do anything that I tell him to do. And I spent years and years fighting with him. And then I spent the last few years rebuilding our relationship. And now I'm feeling the point where I can like give him advice, but he still does what he wants. And I'm using the GED as a motivator to get him to do it. Does that make sense? And it's also an issue in our church. So my 19-year-old wanted to go on a mission last year. He's almost 20. So 2 years ago, he wanted to go on a mission for our church, and they wouldn't let him go on a homeschool diploma. Now, that is not the case church-wide. I know that other kids all over the country have gone on a homeschool diploma, but for some reason, my bishop and my stake president wouldn't let him, and I'm still not happy about it. And so he had to wait until he was 19 in order for that to no longer be a requirement. I think it's because they don't want kids quitting their senior year to go on a mission, and not graduating high school. I get where they're coming from, but they need to have a caveat for kids who are homeschooled, because he was already done. He didn't do anything else that year. He went and worked full time, basically wasted all his time. And now he hasn't gone, and he's fallen into some things that have made it so that he can't go yet. And I'm still mad. Still mad. If they would have just let that kid go when he was 18 and raring to go, he would have been gone and done, and he would be back home like building his life, instead of just sitting here in awaiting holding pattern for 2 years. But that's something that you guys probably don't even understand. But that's another reason I want my son to get his GED, because I don't want that to be an issue. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah, because my 19-year-old did go to high school for 2 years, well, a year and a half, and I pulled him because he was failing every class, and I didn't know if he had learning disabilities. I tried to get them to test him. I tried to get them to do special help with them, and they just weren't capable of doing that. So I pulled him. And then he ended up studying music and art, basically, and he didn't get his GED, and I just kind of wish that he had done that. And Karen, I'm going to be having you help plan their awesome trip. I'm super excited. Her really good friend, just got home from doing the Disney college thing. She just did Disney character college and got to work down there. And so that's what kind of gave us the idea of going down there just for a Disney trip. But yeah, I will definitely be hitting you up for info on that. Yeah. Let's see. Could I contact ICE and see if there's a way to get some version of identification or clarification so you could leave and come back with your daughter? Yeah, I probably could. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Jackie, like your grown son too? Oh, those boys are killing me right now. Can you tell? No, I love them. I love them to death. I love them dearly. But they're just struggling with purpose. Where's the purpose? They seem to just be going along their merry lives with no direction, and it's so frustrating to me. I never did that. I got married, I had kids, it was my direction. I know that's not what they want to do, but it seems like they should be doing something. I don't know. Oh, yeah. If she ever went out of the country, we would definitely go with her. There's no way we let her go alone. Yeah, no way. I'd be all mama bearing up on that. But, she's only got one more year till she's an adult. Yeah. Public schools suck. Well, some do, some don't. It just depends. The public school, the way it's set up, I don't think it's conducive to love of learning, and it's really kind of a conveyor belt, and when you don't fit the conveyor belt mold, it can be really painful and hard. I was a conveyor belt person. I did well in school. I went along the conveyor belt perfectly and got perfect grades and was always the teacher's pet and did everything right and was perfect. And then when it was time to go to college, I said, I'm tired of school. Screw that. And I didn't. And I got married and had babies instead. Do I regret that? I don't know. I mean, my what do you call it? What test? ACT. Yeah, see, I don't even remember the name of the test now. That's how old I am. The ACT test score, my mom claims that I had a 32 on the ACT test. I thought it was more like a 27. I think my mom is right, though, because a mom would remember that because she would be proud of it. And a person who didn't give a crap wouldn't remember, right? So I was pretty smart when it came to the conveyor belt, but I can't even tell you anything I learned. Even in homeschool, I'm struggling. I'm like, oh, great. I don't understand this question. Now I've got to look it up all the time with math when we get to 4th and 5th grade. And I took trig in high school, got A's. You use what you retain what you use. And I feel like when you're homeschooling and kids are learning the things that are really interested or impactful or connect with them as a person, they're more likely to be successful and to remember what they learned. But you know what? Homeschool's also a crapshoot, you guys. I never in a million years thought I would raise two boys who work in food service and live in the basement and don't really do anything productive in the world. Never in a million years did I think that my homeschool would turn into that. So it's kind of frustrating because, my parents thought I was crazy for homeschooling and not spanking and all the stupid things that I was doing, right? And they gave me crap about it. And I was like, you'll see. They're going to turn out so amazing. And I'm like, now I know because I've been on both sides. Kids turn out how they're going to turn out and they do what they want. There you go, right there. That's the long and short of it. You can teach them about God till you're blue in the face. You can show them your miracles. You can teach them your spirituality. You can imbue them with everything you have. You can give them experiences and access to scripture and take them to church. And they still may turn around when they're 19 years old and say, I don't believe in God. You're a crazy person. They do what they want. And I have no responsibility for that. It's not my fault. I know that I did a good job because I researched, I studied, I read books. I was obsessed with raising kids perfectly. And one thing I have learned is that there's no perfect way to raise kids, and all ways lead to good ways if your heart is good. And spanking or not spanking doesn't really make a difference. And sometimes letting kids go through hard things ends up making them stronger people. And the kid that you think that you're going to have the hardest time with and that you're never going to survive parenting could turn out to be your best friend. So it's a crapshoot, people. It's a crapshoot. And here I am starting over with my little 2-year-old. And I'm like, how am I still doing this? And then I think about how I'm wanting a baby really bad. And then I'm like, how am I not still doing this? It's hard. Why didn't I find keto sooner, right? Why didn't I find keto sooner? Yeah. Yes, the mission is a big rite of passage for most Mormon youth. Girls, not always, but boys, it's a commandment. Like they've been all asked to serve. And so when they choose not to serve, it is a big deal. And it's hard as a mom when all of your friends' kids are going and doing what they're supposed to do and yours didn't and aren't, and you're just kind of sitting there going, what did I screw up? But I know I didn't screw anything up. It's just that kids do what they want and you just have to love them anyway. And that's how all kids are, right? I mean, that's just how it is. And I really do think, Karen, I think you're right. It's generational. I think a lot of their friends went just because it's what you're supposed to do. I don't think that they all were 100% sure that they wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much a cultural thing that's like expected. And so it's kind of like college, kids that go to college just because they don't know what else to do. It's because it's expected. I think it's kind of that way. And I didn't expect my kids to go to college. And I basically taught them that public school was evil. I didn't mean to, but, I talked about it all the time and read books about why it wasn't the best. And, now I'm kind of going, there's a place for public school. I was a little bit of a zealot back then, a homeschool zealot. I thought I knew everything. We all do when we're younger, right? I didn't know everything. And I basically made it so my boys just really have it against institutions. I don't think they'd walk into a college if someone actually paid them to go because they're against them. And maybe that's going to work out for them and maybe it isn't. Maybe they're going to have a hard life because of that and maybe they're not. I don't know. Oh, wow. The baby is screaming. I hope you guys can't hear that. Bye, Jackie. Probably missed her, but I think it's great that your son is actually doing something, though. Getting a welding certificate, Karen, that is fantastic because I just wish that my boys were doing something besides food service. The people that they work for are thrilled because it's very rare to find adults that are willing to work full-time at a restaurant, flipping burgers. They love it. They love it. And they pay them okay. They make okay money and they pay us rent. It's not like they're not totally responsible. They pay us rent and they help me when I need them and, drive people places and things. So it's not like they're completely doing nothing, and And my 19-year-old still goes to church and is still planning to go on his mission. He's just working through some stuff. Let's see. Oh, missionaries, Christine? Okay, so I was like trying to figure out what her story was. Christine S. says her father-in-law has dementia, and a couple of young men talked to him on the street, realized he had a problem, and followed him home. They were nice, and their father-in-law thought that they were there to paint the walls. You know what, though? If you would have asked them to paint the walls, they would have. That's basically what they're there for. They just are there to serve and share the message, share the gospel message. And that's what they're there for. And you know what they're really there for? I mean, yes, they are there to teach about the gospel and serve. But what they're really going on missions for is to help them grow up. It's kind of like a rite of passage, like someone mentioned, or a coming of age kind of thing, that you're kind of living on your own. You have rules that you have to keep. You have to talk to people a lot, strangers on the street, and that's not something normally that most of us are really comfortable doing. They just really learn a lot about themselves, and they have a lot of time to pray and get their testimonies strong. And, some of them come back home and still fall apart, but a lot of them, it's really a life-building experience, which is the main reason I want my kids to go. It's not because I want to be like the mom who did everything right, and it's not because they're commanded to do so, and it's not because I feel like they're bad people because they're not doing it or anything like that. It's just because I want them to have that experience of getting out on their own. And I really don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon. So it would be good if they did it. Yeah. Tiffany Greer, nice topic. I'm traveling and I'm on the road trying to maintain keto, having a Moe's salad as we speak. What is Moe's? See, this is where we're going to have the issue. I don't even know what Moe's is. But, I mean, salad, you can pretty much get everywhere. I'm pretty good at going to a restaurant and looking through the menu really quick and finding something that I know is going to be okay and then asking for substitutions. I'm pretty good at that because I've done it a lot. But, yeah, like I've never even heard of Moe's. That's awesome. My oldest got a terrible score on his ACT, regardless of going to public high school. He got a 13. My daughter, who also goes to public high school, got a 12. I don't even want to know what my homeschool kids would get. Probably a 0. Apparently, I'm not the best teacher. I am a good teacher. They just don't listen. I don't know. Hi, Sharon Sterling. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah. And okay. So Butterfly Girl says, I didn't have to teach mine that. They learned it the hard way. Mine were bullied and isolated. Yes, that does happen to some of our kids. And that is literally the main reason I kept them home, was to avoid them being abused. And I would say they've been a little bit like, I haven't been the best mom. I definitely yell a lot. And Oliver, I'm not going to go into details, but let's just suffice it to say that Oliver and I have hit here a lot, and I have definitely lost my temper with him a few times, but not daily, and I don't talk down to him, and it wasn't just enough to make it hard for his life, and yet not enough to damage his person. Does that make sense? He is one of the strongest people I've ever met, and he was born that way, and raising a strong soul like that is tough. It is tough. When they want to do what they want to do and they don't listen, and you can't get them to move no matter what. I actually sent him to school for 1 whole year in 7th grade and got called at least weekly from the principal saying, Oliver won't, Oliver this, he won't move. Yeah, he doesn't move unless he wants to. I've accepted that. And now that's how I raise him. I wish I had figured it out sooner. But he's a strong person, I'll tell you what. I don't have a video talking about my adoption. I have been thinking about doing that with my other channel. It's kind of complicated because I really feel like my daughter should tell her story because it's her story. I don't know how much she wants to share. But I have noticed that when she shares her story, she gets a lot of the details wrong. So like a lot of the basic nitty-gritty of things that happened, she doesn't really have a firm memory of it. And so it's kind of hard to share, for her to share for that reason. But yeah, I wish we had YouTube back then. I actually did a blog about it, and I blogged all my feelings all the way leading up to it. And then my website got hacked just this last year, and I lost my blog. And I made a video while we were there, and I have lost that video as well. So it is my goal to search every box in my storage and find the DVD of when she was little, and then maybe make that into digital and somehow do a video of her story on my other channel. But it's tricky because it's been 13 years. She was 3 years old when we adopted her, and we just had her birthday, which that's the day we met. It was on her 3rd birthday. So it's been 14 years, and lots have changed in technology since then. Makes me secretly want to adopt again so that we can like talk about it and do it that way. But my husband would never agree. Never in a million years would agree to do that again. It was the hardest thing we've ever done. It was rough. Having a baby was nothing compared to that. I'll tell you what. And we had an easy adoption. So I don't know how other people who go through really difficult times. I know if you guys follow Wendy Barron, Wendy is spelled normal, and then Barron is her last name. She does keto videos, but she also recently did a video about her 12 adoption stories. She has 12 kids, and they're all adopted. And she actually did a video that I just watched it last night, giving the basics of why they did it and how they did it and which countries they're from and everything. It's very fascinating. So if you're interested in adoption at all, Wendy is one of my really good friends. She used to live in Utah, and she has since moved to Colorado, and she is she's been doing keto for a really long time, but hasn't been as successful until this recent jaunt of it, where she's doing it kind of like with me, and like I'm supporting her a little bit. She's texting me here and there, and she's coming to Utah next week, and we're gonna get together. And I'm super excited about that. So yeah, if you're interested in adoption, she has a great video on that. That's awesome. I'm sorry I keep going in and out of focus. Every time I scroll up on my phone, it refocuses on my face, which is really obnoxious. Hey, Luz, you're here. Good to see you. When in doubt, find a Wendy's and get a double burger, no bun, no ketchup. Wendy's is not my favorite, but I will do it in a pinch. I don't really love the taste of Wendy's burgers. I prefer Carl's Jr. over any burger out there. And I love Carl's Jr. because you can get a double 3rd pound burger, which is humongous. And it like really makes me happy. Plus they have jalapenos, and what else do they have? Guacamole, bacon. And their bacon actually tastes like bacon, and it doesn't taste like cardboard. But I would do Wendy's in a pinch, and I have done Wendy's in a pinch, but it's not my favorite. The only one, I won't do McDonald's, I don't think, but I don't know. And McDonald's hamburgers used to be my favorite. Oh, I'm sorry, Butterfly Girl. She said that she tried everything, tried to get the principals involved in the public school, and nothing changed. And then when her oldest tried to take his life, that's when she pulled him out of school. Oh, that makes me so sad. Why do kids have to be so mean? They're even mean to each other here in my house. And we have a pretty peaceful home. Like, for the most part, our house is really peaceful. And I mean, it's loud, but we are kind to each other. And they still will say things that I'm like, why? Or like tease the baby mercilessly. Kids. Hey, I'm not going to melt. I was starting to think I was melting. It's hot in here, but my AC didn't come back on, only the fan. How can you hear the screaming? They're so excited. It's back on! Woo! Well, at least I now know that I paid the bill. That one's on auto pay. There's no way to avoid paying it. Have I ever considered doing lazy keto? Yes and no. So, if your goal is fat loss, lazy keto is not going to work. My husband has been doing lazy keto for a full year since I started this YouTube channel, and he has barely lost a thing. I think the lowest he got was 5 pounds down, and now he was back up the other day. he was basically been 270 since I started this channel, and he still is. He looks the same, and he has been doing lazy keto that entire time. He lost 100 pounds doing the tracking, and then he got to where he just didn't want to track anymore, and he was happy. And I am happy with him doing that. I am not his mama. And I am thrilled with the 100-pound loss. We both of us are in better shape, you know. And that's another reason why I keep talking about how I'm feeling like I just don't really want to lose weight right now. And I mean, it's not really that. I do love the losing of the weight. I do love watching the scale go down. But I just am so comfortable right now. I don't feel the push to really hone in on my macros and eat that at that large of a deficit. So technically, I am doing lazy keto right now because I am not tracking. But I will say this. I have been tracking for a very long time. And I have been eating the same things over and over and over for a very long time. So I kind of have a general idea of what exactly my macros are, even when I'm not tracking. And I do kind of track here. So I have almost the same thing for breakfast every day that ends up to be 60 protein and 35 fat, and less than 7 carbs, depending on the day. And I know that. And then I'll have my dinner that usually has less than 3 carbs, unless I have spaghetti squash, in which case then it's up to 9 or 10, I think. And I know I can have exactly 5 or 6 ounces of chicken breast. And I know that I can have 4 chicken legs. And I know that I can have 8 ounces of steak or 8 ounces of ground beef. So I know my protein numbers really, really well of what I should eat in order to meet my protein with 2 meals. And so I eat those same 2 meals pretty much how I did when I was tracking. The difference is that I am adding in a third like snacky type meal in between because I'm spending so much time at the dance studio, and I'm feeling like I just need to eat something else. And I don't want to risk going in there and grabbing a muffin or something. I mean, I have a really hard time not doing that right now. I really am thinking of wanting to just go grab a muffin because I feel so skinny. It's hard when you get skinnier and you think, oh, I could eat a muffin. No, I cannot. I know I cannot. And I have to talk, but I have to still have this conversation with myself. No, you don't eat that. Remember, I'm exercising my no muscle again, and I haven't had to do that in a really long time. So I know that those 2 meals, I'm going to be about 15-ish carbs or less. So I try and keep my other meal at 2 to 5 net. So I do check the carbs on my food. So when I have my mini lunch, I'm having a protein bar that has 2 or 3 net carbs, a package of peanuts or almonds that has about 2 or 3 net carbs, and a piece of cheese. And that is what I usually will have as like my mini meal. Now, then I realize that puts me above on my protein by at least 30 because I still make it be 30 protein because I want it to be a meal, not a snack. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and have my body building muscle. I'm not going to waste it on 10 grams of protein. So I make sure I eat my 30 grams, but the fats, I don't really pay attention. Sometimes I'll grab an entire bag of pork rinds and eat all of them because I just feel like I want to eat more fat right now. Probably because I feel like I want to maintain for a little while. And so I'm just kind of listening to my body, but still making sure I get my protein in. Does that make sense? Long story short, I don't really support lazy keto unless you're making sure your protein levels are high. That's it. So I don't recommend just tracking only carbs. I recommend making sure your protein is at least where it's supposed to be for muscle retention, and then letting the fat follow where it may. The fat is the only thing that I don't track religiously right now, that I'm just kind of willy-nillying it. I know it's high, but I don't know how high because I haven't tracked it. So I know that my regular meals put me at about 80, and then I'm adding in whatever fat is in the peanuts and the cheese and whatever fat is in pork rinds if I eat it that day. There's not much fat in the protein bar. A little bit. So I'm not going over by extreme amounts. I'm not like binging. I'm still trying to be mindful of it. So I guess, it's a long story short, if you want to lose weight, I don't recommend lazy keto. It doesn't really work. If you're in maintenance, it could work. That's what Dave does, and it works for him. So, and he doesn't seem to be like getting any weaker. I think he's eating enough protein. Sorry. Me and who could have a conversation? I'm so confused. All right. Well, anyway. Okay, so Karen thinks I should do a cooler bag for my road trip that has all of my stuff I love that I know is safe. And I agree with that. I'm planning on doing that for sure. I'm just not exactly sure if I should try and pack it on the plane or if I should buy it when we get to Atlanta. I'm guessing we'll probably go out to eat when we get to Atlanta. Maybe we could stop at a gas station and grab a few things. I'm sure there's Chevrons over there, right? Gotta have me my bang. Okay, I can survive without caffeine. I really can. I just don't like to because I'm tired. Maybe I'll get more sleep on this trip. Doubt it. My body is so set on 5 to 6. Oh, whoops. My body is so set on 5 to 6 hours of sleep now that I can't even sleep when I want to sleep. It's irritating. But I'm pretty happy with my other channel and how it's going. And thank you, all of you, for subscribing. Every time I do a keto video and mention my channel, I get like 10 more subs. And every sub matters right now when I'm trying to get to that 1,000. I'm at 1,300 watch hours, so I'm more than 1/4 way to my 4,000 that I need. And I'm already more than halfway to my 1,000 subscribers. And it's all because of you guys. I know that other people, I mean, I do have a few other people that I'm kind of collecting here and there, but I think that the bulk of the people who watch me over there are you same people who watch me here, which that just means a lot to me, that you guys would care enough about me, whether you really like watching my crazy children or not, to come over there and just show your support. It means the world to me, and I am really, really grateful for that. Thank you, you guys. Yes, I've tried the Mio energy drops in water a lot. I used to do that all the time. In fact, my favorite was strawberry pineapple smash with my Soleil water for making Ketorade. The problem is I don't know, it says it has so much caffeine, but it just doesn't seem like it has any caffeine in it. So I really don't use it for energy. I only really use it if I want to get my Soleil in a creative way and I don't feel like downing it. An update on my Soleil water. Since I doubled my dose up to 8 tablespoons a day, I am now feeling normal again. I'm kind of blown away by that because I really had thought that when I got smaller that I could really lower my number, but I feel like crap all the time. Oh, Ronnie's adoption story. Yeah. Oh, like me and Ronnie could sit and talk. Yes. Yes, I've thought about that, but I just worry that I'll talk over her and I'll correct her. I don't want to correct her. I don't want to be like, oh, no, that wasn't right. So I think what I need to do is sit down and have a debrief because like every year we used to she has this cute little adoption book and it talks about her life and it actually lists the name of the man who found her and brought her to the orphanage and talks about his family. I guess he had 5 kids already and he was going to try and keep her, but couldn't because he already had 5 kids, and in India that's an insane amount of kids. And he ended up bringing her to the orphanage. Anyway, it has her little story in it, and we used to sit on her birthday and read that, and we would paint our feet red. If you look in my Facebook, I don't know if those pictures are public. I think they might be, but last year on her 16th birthday, I did all the Indian things. So I painted her feet red, and we did henna, and I did the incense in her hair, and she wore a sari, and we put the little bindis all on her forehead and did her makeup all exotic and beautiful, and oh, it was beautiful. So beautiful. And basically that sari I bought for her when we were in India, and she was with us in the store when we picked it out, but she was 3, so she doesn't remember, and we kept it a secret until her 16th birthday, so it was kind of cool. But there's pictures on my Facebook page. If you know me from Facebook, from a Facebook group, you can look in my photos and you can see her adoption photos and those photos from when she was 16. I think they're public. I'm not sure, actually. And I could always do a slideshow of photos after the trip and just like voice over it, maybe, if I can't find a video. Yes, monsters are great too. Bangs are my babies, but monsters are great too. I like those. Bang is okay, but you wouldn't go crazy with it? Yeah, it's 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. I can barely down a can. But it tastes so good. And it's basically like drinking Mio. It's sucralose sweetened. You play all my hide and seek videos to help me build my hours up. Thank you. That's so nice. I even have, if you guys have noticed in my playlists, I have like 30 minutes of your time, 60 minutes of your time, 120 minutes of your time, and 240 minutes of your time. Those playlists are meant to just like set and walk away so that you can like play through 240 minutes of my channel to try and help me get my hours in, because that's 4 hours of watch time. And I am on a Facebook group where we do that for each other as well. So that's why I have those lists there. It's for the Facebook peeps who we run each other's videos, which is kind of fun. Every week we do that for each other. Pick a couple and run them. Just like, you know, on our computer when we're out, or on our phone when we're not paying attention. We just have the volume down. And I appreciate every second you guys devote to helping me out. And it helps on this channel as well, though I don't need watch hours. I just need ad views in order for things to, views and clicks, help me earn money. And I need that. I need it. I wouldn't ask if I didn't need it. I've thought about coming up with merchandise. I've thought about, there's lots of things I thought about, but it just takes time away from my kids, all those extra things. And hide and seek, the beauty of it is that it's about my kids, and it's about me spending more time with my kids. It's actually forced me to think, what can I do with my kids today? Instead of, how can I get homeschool done so fast so that I can have a few minutes to myself? Instead, I've been thinking about them more, doing more things with them, and noticing their personalities more and enjoying them more. So even though it's a ton more work, and I'm not making any money off of it, it has been a blessing to me because I feel like I'm a better mom because of it. Does that make sense? And the Keto channel is the same. I feel like I'm a better coach. I feel like I'm a better teacher. I feel like I'm better at keto, and I'm better at being honest with myself and accountable because of you guys. Because I know you're here, and I know you're waiting for my next video, and I know that you're going to wonder where I went if I fall off the planet. And so I just keep pushing forward regardless of not wanting to. Like, because there's been days when I really didn't want to, but I forced myself to do it anyway because of you. And so you guys are helping me become a better person as well. And I'm so grateful for that. And when I think about the people whose lives have been changed because I decided to pick up a camera, blows my mind. And that is the best gift. It's the best gift ever, is that I could be out there helping even one person to not be miserable anymore like I was. It's the ultimate dream. And I never in a million years thought that I would ever affect the world like that, or that I could affect people across the ocean, or touch people's lives in ways that I didn't ever dream possible. And I was telling Dave yesterday, because I was just telling him about this just yesterday and crying over it then because I'm a sap. And I just said to him, who knew that me being a fat would eventually be a blessing to others? It felt like such torture. It felt like the worst thing to ever have to go through. And it isn't the worst thing, guys. It's not the worst thing, but it felt so awful to be trapped. It feels so good right now. I feel so free. And I want everyone to feel that way. And if I hadn't let myself get to that place, if I hadn't been that miserable, I wouldn't be as good at teaching and sharing and inspiring you guys to hang in there, to keep moving forward. And even people in my real life, I have affected so many people's real life situations and the way they handle things and their emotions and their weight. And it's all because of the blessing of being overweight, that I was able to feel what that feels like to the core of me, so that I could have empathy and be able to share with you guys how you can fix that in your own lives. And that above all financial blessings, has made this channel the best thing that I've ever done in my life besides have my kids. My kids are my little jewels, but this, it's close. It's up there. This is me. This is mine. This is all me and my abilities that are able to share with other people that I never really knew I had. Didn't even know I was such a good teacher. It's helped me be a better teacher at home with my kids. I've always thought I was a bad teacher. Guys are awesome. Yeah, Bang has 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. So you have to drink 2 monsters to equal a Bang, which sometimes I did do. Okay, so here is a question I will answer you since you just came in, Maria. Delanoval? I'm not sure. Okay, did I ever get constipated when I first started the keto diet? No, and I will tell you why. The reason I've never been constipated on keto is because I always make sure my electrolytes are good. So you need 5,000 milligrams of sodium per day, 300 milligrams of magnesium, and I recommend glycinate or malate, and at least 1,000 to 3,500 potassium from food. If your electrolytes are balanced, your bowels will be balanced. Magnesium and salt are the 2 big ones. So if you are constipated, I will tell you that if you take a huge dose of salt that your body wasn't ready for, it will flush it out. Magnesium, same thing. And magnesium citrate can get things moving, though I don't recommend it for long-term magnesium supplementation. So if you're having constipation issues, it's your electrolytes, your sodium, magnesium, and potassium. And I have other videos that talk about that. And also the information is on my Facebook page, Keto Chaos Facebook page. All the information is there if you can't remember what I talked about. But I will tell you this. You do go off less often than normal on keto. I often go 2 to 3 days, sometimes longer, without a bowel movement. As long as they are normal and they aren't diarrhea or constipation, they're exactly what you should be having. There's just less waste on a keto diet because your body uses it. Your body uses up the protein that you're ingesting, and you're not ingesting a lot of crap, literally, to make crap with. So there you go. Let's see. Chia seed pudding. I haven't tried that, but apparently that will help you get going as well. GNC, yes. GNC does have Bang, both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. And apparently they're having a 2 for $4 sale. That's the same price that they sell them in Chevron every day. GNC has every flavor, though. And Chevron doesn't always have every flavor. And I don't know if other Chevrons outside of Utah are carrying it. It seems like it's a store-by-store basis kind of thing. But yeah, I'll tell you the best flavors. So when you're going, I'll tell you the best flavors. The best flavor that they have ever made is cotton candy, if you like cotton candy. It smells like cotton candy, and it kind of tastes like cotton candy. It doesn't have a really strong cotton candy flavor, but it's just a hint, and I love it. Also, Sour Heads is so good, especially if you're really, really hungry and really, really thirsty. Sour Heads will hit the spot. Mango, I think it's orange mango, is divine. Pina colada is okay. I like it in a pinch. Champagne flavor tastes like, I've tried them all. Champagne flavor tastes like cream soda, which is really yummy. There's a couple that I don't really love. I don't necessarily love the pear. I'm trying to think of the other one that I don't really like. Can't remember. There's like a blueberry one that's okay. I think it's called Star or something because it's like red, white, and blue. It's okay. Oh, man. What other ones have I tried? Oh, the lemonade is good. The root beer is okay. It doesn't really taste like root beer. It has a root beer essence to it, but it doesn't taste like good old A&W. But it's root beer-ish. It kind of reminds me of Zevia root beer, which is weird because I don't really like Zevia soda because it's not sweet enough. Anyway, there you go. My favorite Bang flavors. Now you make me want to go to Chevron, but I'm going to drink this Diet Coke instead. I have another one. He bought like a lot. Why, Dave, did you buy this? Someone must have given this to us. There's no way he bought this. We are not Diet Coke drinkers around here. Coke Zero is the jam. I love my Coke Zero. All right, guys. Well, it's hour and 14 in. I really need to go and get my kids back started on homeschool because I'm sure they did nothing during that entire power outage and are probably goofing around now and probably playing video games with my luck because they take every advantage of me being distracted to do whatever the heck they want because they are kids. So thanks so much for making it this far. If you've watched this video to the end and you're not here live, be sure to post the unicorn emoji if you can find it. Otherwise, a kissy face will do in the comments so that I can know and give you high fives and props for making it this far when it isn't even live. Thanks so much for everybody that has been here and chatting. I love you all. And don't forget to email me if you live near Dothan, Alabama. Even within a 2-hour drive, maybe we can meet halfway somewhere. Be sure to email me at ketochaos@gmail.com so that we can try and get together this Sunday because I want to meet at least one of you, hopefully more. All right. Bye, Karen. I can't wait to see you this weekend. Talk to you all again soon.